Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jason. I'm a former professional BMX athlete and I'm now a mindset and flow state coach. And today, what I'm gonna review are the 5 most frequent contest mistakes and what you can do about it. One mistake that most probably every single person has done at a contest, and it is to change your contest routine last minute. Because you're most probably under the impression that you will score higher and you have a better chance of pulling a perfect run. But the thing is that by lowering the difficulty of your run, you're not going to score higher because difficulty is one of the criteria that help you score higher among every single rider. And the second thing that you're doing is you think. And when you get to a contest, you want to be farther away as possible from thinking. You want to be on autopilot mode. It's time to concentrate and to execute your game plan. So to speak in terms of flow states, when you change your game plan last minute, you're going back to the first stage of flow, which is struggle. And during that phase, you're super self-conscious, you're making decisions, you are planning, you're taking all these steps basically so that you can automate the process when you get at the contest. So you don't have to think when you have to ride under pressure. So the best way that you can help yourself at a contest is to stick to your game plan and focus on execution. That's all you have to think about. You've trained a specific skill set for a very long time, so commit to that and go all the way. Make a performance review after you're done with the contest, and then you can assess what went well, what went wrong, what needs to be modified. That's the way to do it. Although there are 2 types of approaches that you can use when going at a contest. First one, you go all out. Doesn't matter. You use the same skill set for every single runs, and you're most probably gonna score way higher than everyone else if you pull everything. Otherwise, who knows? The second approach that you can employ, which is the smartest and safest one, and the one that most people are using, is to use that same skill set that you want to display during finals. And you take all the most complex stuff and the longest combos, and you break each combo into smaller parts, for example, 2 or 3 parts. And what that allows you to do basically is to land more combos, because you have to remember that your goal is not to beat everyone and score number 1. Your goal during qualifiers is to make it to the finals. So you just want to make sure that you pass that grade, you pass that point, and you make it till the next day. And then you throw all your hard stuff, all your hard combos, you go all out. But at this point, you want to score, you want to stack little wins, which increases your chances of placing as high as you can and pulling a perfect run, which in return allows you to make it to the finals. Et voila! Mistake number 2. Man, people are so nervous and so superstitious at contests you wouldn't believe. What people do a lot of the time is to lose composure. So you're 1 or 2 tricks in and one thing doesn't work, or you have a hard time with one combo, and then you look at the clock and then you're panicking and you start stressing and shaking, and your mind goes blank, and everything, like all of your training, everything that you've been practicing for months and maybe years, is thrown out of the window just like that. And another thing along the same lines is when you see someone which is obsessing over one trick or one combo, because it might be a signature trick or something super hard, but that day, at that time, it doesn't work, and you only have 3 minutes, and you need to make the best use of it. So right now, I'm gonna tell you how you can overcome that problem. So forget about catastrophizing. In other words, thinking that because you missed one trick or you missed one combo, that everything else is not gonna work. Or forget about panicking, forget about obsessing, because these things are just wasting your time. They're making you nervous, they're making you lose composure. So what you want to do during your combo, if you miss, keep acting as if everything is going perfectly fine and stay calm. Learn to breathe, learn to relax, learn to stay focused. That's it. If you fail, you want to cultivate an optimistic mindset. It doesn't matter. You fell right there, okay, it doesn't work, move on to the next. That's the best thing you can do for yourself. One cue that I had during contest was that if I missed 2 times in a row, I'd move on to the next combo and I'd make a mental note and register that combo and try to pull it after I tried everything else. So if you really struggle with that second mistake of losing composure, your training for contest should include those elements. So if you tend to panic because you make one touch, learn to relax, cultivate an optimistic mindset. If you catastrophize because you're not able to pull that very specific combo, learn to try it a second time, and if it doesn't work, move on and try it at the end. Make the best use of your time and of your energy as possible. And another thing that you want to include in there is managing your emotion. You're there to execute. So by staying composed, by learning to staying focused, you can keep your emotions in check and not get caught up in all that bullshit. And the best tool for that is meditation. Now, let's move on to the third mistake. Our good old friend, perfectionism. I have to pull all of my tricks. I have to pull a perfect run. I have to score a podium to pay for my trip. I have to impress my friends, my girlfriend, my family, whatever, name it. Or you watch some super good riders, like the top contenders, and they pull a perfect run and you are under the spell and you think that you have to do the same. You absolutely must pull everything, otherwise you're not gonna rank among the top. And this is one super common mistake, and it is stressing people like you have no idea. Listen, it's absolutely normal to want to perform as best as you can, but what you do when you think in those terms is to project yourself in the future. And you haven't started to ride yet, but you're applying all this unnecessary pressure on yourself. But what you forget when you do that is that your success is achieved one step at a time. So the remedy for that problem is to stay focused on your goal, which is to display the skill set that you've been rehearsing for a super long time. And to go one day at a time, one step at a time. Basically, you want to stay in the present as much as you can, meaning that when you get to the contest, the first thing that you want to do is master the floor. You want to find your sweet spot, develop your ease, practice your combos, and get ready for qualifiers. Next day, qualifiers. Sometimes a contest is going to be spread over 3 days, sometimes over 2 days. So pay attention to every single step and learn to manage yourself. So when you get to qualifiers, all you want to do, execute, score. That's it. You want to make it to the finals. When you get to the finals, all you think about is execution. Doing the best as you can. Pulling a perfect combo, throwing all of your hard stuff. That's your focus. But like I said, all of these things are accomplished one step at a time, and you are only competing against you. So if it distracts you, if it puts pressure to watch other riders, then stay in your corner, do your routine, do your own stuff, watch other people later, but always focus on yourself first and make sure that you are relaxed before you get on the floor. So the last words that I have regarding this problem is to focus on one trick at a time, one combo at a time, and just simply focus on the actions rather than the results. Number 4. Gassing out early in the run. Have we not all done this mistake? Usually rookies are doing that, or maybe someone who's overexcited, who has not learned how to manage his energy and his time. It's trick after trick after trick, back to back, there's no rest, it's all out, and your muscles are giving up, your lungs are giving up. When you look at the clock, you realize that, only 1 minute has elapsed. Listen, I understand that 3 minutes is short, but it's not that short. Yes, you're riding under pressure. Yes, your time is limited, but you still have to pace yourself and to breathe in between your combos. So whenever you practice and you get ready for a contest, make sure that you time yourself, that you simulate your routine and how it's gonna go, and that you, like I said, pace yourself, take time to breathe in between your runs so you save your energy for everything that has to come. And eventually, the more you rehearse, you're gonna have a good idea of what you can perform under 3 minutes and where you are during your run. That's gonna give you some cues so you're not nervous about time and you have the energy to go all the way, pull all of your combos, and maximize your chances of performing as best as you can. One thing that I learned from MMA and martial arts and conditioning was to do some HIIT training and also some jump rope intervals prior to a contest, but only prior to a contest. You have to strike the balance between contest practice, because technique is the most important. That's what you want to focus on. But if you're looking forward to improve your performances, you can throw a few of those sessions, let's say 3 or 4 during the week maximum, as a way to improve your performances during a contest. Okay, so the last one, number 5, top mistakes that I see a lot and I'm guilty of doing in the past, is to ride in one spot during qualifications and for absolutely no good reason other than to impress the judge, ride in another spot during finals. One of my worst contest performances ever happened at one of the worst contests ever, which was the Barcelona Extreme Festival, if I remember correctly. And what happened at that contest was that during practice they were building the stage, so there was not really any way of knowing prior to the contest where the sweet spot was and how to stay there during finals. So a lot of people struggle with that. And what happened to me during qualifiers was that I rode on a bump, and there was only one bump on the whole surface, but I stuck there and I didn't know I was sticking to that spot. I didn't know there was a bump there. And Jean-William kept yelling at me, "Move, go somewhere else." But when I ride at a contest, I always wear like noise canceling earbuds, so I couldn't hear anything he was telling me while he was trying to help me. And that was like one of the best teachings I ever had, and that I can tell you today, is when you get at a contest, find your sweet spot and ride there for the whole contest if you can. If you know during finals you're gonna move to another area, then by all means practice there. Even if it sucks, even if it's harder, ride there. Maximize your chances. But if you find a sweet spot and it really works for you, just stick to that and ride there for the whole time. Remember, you're riding for yourself, not for the judges. All right, so as a recap, remember to stick to your game plan and review your performances only after the completion of the event. Remember to maintain composure and stay optimistic during your run. Third, focus on the actions rather than the results, one step at a time. Learn to pace yourself and breathe between your combos. And finally, stick to your sweet riding spot. Thanks a lot for taking the time to watch this video. I really appreciate. Now, if you enjoy the content that I share with you today, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and you click the thumbs up button. Likewise, if you want to learn more stuff about mindset, contest prep, BMX, conditioning, leave a comment and let me know what you want to hear in the next video. You can also follow me on Instagram at thy_Jasonest. I'm gonna link that in the description below. So may you achieve your full potential, and until next time.